Hello, everyone. As my students like to call me, I'm Ms. Allie, or as my friends call me, I'm Alicia, or as the OSU athletes call me, I'm just simply known as Allie. I go by Allie because when I was attending Rose State, I had four other friends that were known that had the name Alicia, and only one of them said it the way I did, and the other three said it differently than not only the Alicia that I knew, but each other. So I came to Stillwater and I was just like, okay, I'm just going to do something different. I am 40 years old. I don't care if people ask me my age. I don't care to tell my age. It doesn't matter because of the fact I nearly died when I was 16 from being broadsided at 60 miles an hour as a result of being hit by a truck pulling a trailer full of wood and having the driver's door slammed halfway in the middle of the driver's wheel and sustaining a left-right traumatic brain injury. And so I don't mind telling people my age because I've been able to get to where I am, and I've been extremely blessed with this, been able to achieve everything I've gotten. I am from a very, very small town, itty bitty boomtown in Lincoln County. And so, um, that's like South Star, from the itty bitty boom, like small town where everyone's related to everyone. Um, I was aspiring to be a professional ballerina, and when I came out of my coma, I made the goal to go back to the dance studio and um, join my friends at dance. And I did my not only my 14th year, my senior year, but I went back for my 15th year as a student just for bragging rights so I could get a 15-year trophy. And then I went back for 16th, 17th year to be an assistant teacher since I could no longer be a professional ballerina and a dance teacher. So I wanted to be an assistant dance teacher at the dance studio I grew up at. And if realistically though, I wouldn't have been a dance teacher with the events that have played out. I would have joined the military. Because I come from a military family and everything. Um, so I would have ended up joining the U.S. Army because I have a lot of family members in the Army. My dad is a 36-year veteran of the Army, and so that's plenty enough about the background. Everything. If you're wanting to know on the dance years, 17 years ballet, 15 years jazz, 13 years tap. And when I was in my 13th year of dance when the accident happened. What I do presently, I am a substitute teacher. I have an associate's degree in health, physical education, and recreation that I obtained, if that's the correct word to use, from Rose State College, where I attended for 4.5 years. And that is the best college on the face of the planet. In Midwest City, Oklahoma, I cannot brag enough about it and everything. I had wonderful instructors. I was a student leader of the Able Disabled Association. I was an officer until the last semester. I was a student at Rose State, I learned how to become active in politics and learned how to become active in politics, not so much from becoming involved in student organizations, but from the political leaders who were in office at that time. And some of them are presently still in office in Congress, such as Inhofe, Lucas. Inhofe was in office when I was in college at Rose State. Lucas was in office, and Cole was in office. And a unique story about Representative Cole was when he was running for office, he came to speak to the college Republicans at Rose State, and I got to grill him on traumatic brain injury, and I got hounded from the advisor at the time about getting on to his case, and Representative Cole was kind enough to stick up for me and everything. So that's why I tend to stick up for Representative Cole like I do, and say that he's a real good guy and that he needs to be reelected to office. And Representative Lucas is another good one that has always supported me, that's in Congress and everything. And I'll get into state politics in another track and stuff. I'm passionate about making sure that those with traumatic brain injury are represented, and that those with traumatic brain injury know how to help themselves, that there's more support for them, that there's more done being for them, which is why I learned how to write legislation. I've drafted 3 or 4 resolutions that have gotten adopted. I've drafted one piece of legislation that passed both the House and Senate, got vetoed by Governor Stent, led to interim study on traumatic brain injury. That was back in, the interim study was back in, I want to say 2019 or 2020. I want to say, though, 2019 was when the interim study was done that I spoke before. And then, I've traveled to Washington, D.C. 3 different times. I think 2, 3 different times I've traveled to Washington, D.C. Kind of lose track how many times I've been to D.C. and other places, because I've been so active in things. I think I've only been to D.C. twice, because I know I went there for the National Youth Leadership Network conference, and then the next year I went as the student representative, and both years I got to meet people who work for the president, and I told them what I was working on in Oklahoma, and they gave me great advice and stuff. So that was awesome to interact with them. Then I've gotten involved in many different organizations at the state and national level. I've been appointed to different organizations or committee councils at the state and national level. Not on any presently at the national level. At the state level, I'm on the Developmental Disability Council. Oh boy. I was part of the Oklahoma Self-Advocacy Network. Forgot the one here in Stillwater. It was like had to do with bicycles and walking. Um, oh, I've got to write this stuff down next time I talk. But I'm also an alumni for the FCCLA. That was originally FHA. For those of you that don't know, it was originally Future Homemakers of America. I try to be set at best example for the students that I substitute, and I'm writing a comic series for them because with all the craziness going on, they need to have a little laughter. That with the gimmicks that goes on in school when I sub, that they can relate to real well, and just some humor and everything. But the comics is kind of not so much based on, but it's similar. It is a mashup of Star Wars meets Men in Black meets Karate Kid with a bit of Mortal Kombat thrown in. None of those characters are in it, but it's got that theme surrounding it. It is no humans. It is animals versus aliens. And the students that are seniors in last year's graduating classes helped me develop some of the characters, the names, the backgrounds, planets, the scenarios. Oh, and there's no Earth, there's no regular star system and all that. There's different world solar systems and all this. It's not the usual stuff we've got like now. It's like totally different names and everything. So that is all for this episode. I will talk to you guys later and have a blessed day.